If you're watching on TalkShopLive, you are going to click the shop button. And what you're shopping for is a signed copy of course it's good. It's my cookbook. And if you're watching on Facebook or Instagram, you can just comment the word shop and it'll give you the link. And if you're watching on YouTube, click the link in the description. I think I did it right. I think I've done it all right. Hello, hello, hello. Good quality. Good. Yes, good. Okay, so we are doing our TalkShopLive on my camera that I usually do. So if you see me looking over here, it's because I'm reading comments. If you see me looking here, it's because I'm talking to you. And what are we making today? Because we are going to make something from my new book. And if the face tracking is distracting, I'm sorry. That's the best way I can think to be able to cook and show you. So you're at a little weird angle for my kitchen. But we're cooking a recipe out of my new cookbook. And if you're wondering, I actually got the comment today, how many recipes are in your cookbook? Because I saw that it said 8 recipes on Amazon. And let me tell you, first of all, TalkShopLive is the only place right now that you can be guaranteed to get a signed copy, because Barnes & Noble has already sold out of their copies. But TalkShopLive, every order that is ordered through the TalkShopLive link will be signed by me. But today we are going to make honey garlic carrots because my kids are in bed and I'm not making dinner right now, but I could eat this for dinner tomorrow. And I'm thinking maybe I roast a turkey. No, I'm not roasting a turkey. Thanksgiving is on Thursday and I'm not cooking another Thanksgiving meal, but we are going to make my honey garlic carrots. Look how good this is. Look how pretty this is. Oh, it's trying to find my face. Do you see how pretty that is? So let's see. When I was a kid, my dad would make candied carrots. Oh my gosh, it's so funny because I wrote this. Some of these things that I wrote were so long ago that I was thinking today, I'm like, man, I wonder why I put honey garlic carrots in this book. I feel like it's an elevated version of the candied carrots dad used to make when I was a kid. And sure enough, the first line says, when I was a kid, my dad would make candied carrots and they would be sticky and sweet. And I didn't appreciate them as much as I do now as a full-fledged adult. These hold, my dad's candied carrots are not nearly as good as these. So we are going to make the recipe from my book today. And we are going to start by chopping up some garlic. Actually, we're going to start by starting to steam some carrots. So I have a pound of baby carrots here. I got to grab my pan. I didn't know how any of this was going to work. So I have my pan and it has a steamer basket in it. I'm going to fill up a little bit of water in here. And pretty soon, once the kids are in bed, Matthew will be shouting out your questions to me so that I can interact a little bit more. But I have a pound of baby carrots. I'm going to pop a lid on this, bitch, and put it right on the stove. We are going to bring that to a boil and allow them to cook for about 3 to 5 minutes. We don't want to go overboard because you don't want your carrots to be completely mushy. You are just so fun. I love watching you. Hi, Brenda. Hello, Tara. Oh my God. Hi, Jody. Has anybody ordered yet? Has anybody ordered my book yet? I have this fear that I'm going to go on book tour and no one has bought my book, or I'm going to sell my book and they're going to be like, by the way, no one liked it. But my book has a lot of great recipes and it has some new ones, some old and true ones. It has my chocolate chip cookie recipe in it. It has an entire chapter on tater tots. Yes, you heard that correctly. When I wrote this book and when I got picked up for a book, it was right around the time where my famous tater tot casserole became a thing. Here's the photo for that one. This is the famous taco tot casserole. And fun facts to know and tell, if you did not know, tater tot is a word you can't use in a cookbook. So it's potato tot. How much is it? Let me see. The product is it should be listed right here for you. It's $26.99 for my, of course it's good. And if you buy it here through the TalkShopLive link, it is signed by me. So that's super fun. Hello. Oh my gosh. The chat is, hang on. I gotta filter this chat by make them big so I can actually read them. Whoa. You guys talk a lot. This is wonderful. Where am I from? I'm from Michigan. I saw Patricia say that. Elizabeth, I crack you up. Hello. Hi, Sammy. So I'm going to start by mincing up some garlic because these are honey garlic carrots. And there is a secret ingredient in this that kicks up the flavor just a little bit more. And I'm not sure if anyone is going to know what it is, but you'll see when we get there. If you are watching on TalkShopLive, on the actual TalkShopLive, just click the link where it says the shop button. If you're watching on Facebook or Instagram, just comment the word shop, S-H-O-P. And if you're watching on YouTube, click the link in the description. So we are going to give our garlic a healthy whack. You don't have to whack them. You can use the heel of your hand and it should pop your garlic out. I have never understood why people say that garlic is hard to peel. You just got to beat it up a little, okay? It can take a beating. You do have to peel it. And I do have these garlic papers everywhere, but have no fear. I have this little bowl. And if you grew up like me watching Rachel Ray, oh my God, throwback. By the way, Rachel Ray is one of my original culinary inspirations. If you consider anything I do culinary, I mean, I did write a damn cookbook, but she is one of the reasons that I know how to cook because I used to stay home from school on my sick days and I learned how to cook. And actually when I was 12, my mom got sick with cancer and my dad had heart disease. He still has heart disease, but he was currently at that time going through it. And I would cook for my family, and how I learned how to cook was from watching Rachel Ray. And she had a garbage bowl. So this is going to be our unofficial garbage bowl of the evening. I don't usually keep a garbage bowl. I'm usually just a mess. But since you're here with me, I guess I'll be a little more, I'll be less feral. Okay. That's what we're going for. If you're watching on TalkShopLive, you're going to hit the shop button. If you're watching on Facebook or Instagram, all you have to do is comment the word shop, S-H-O-P, and it will take you to it'll give you a link for my cookbook. And every book that is ordered through the TalkShopLive link, it will be signed by yours truly. And y'all, I'm going to tell you something. They told me, how many copies would you like to sign? And I said, my hands are dirty. This is my literal only copy, my current prized possession. I told them I will sign as many copies as people will buy because I want as many people to get a signed copy as they can. And I know I'm not going to every person's particular location for my book tour. So I want to make sure that as many people get their hands on a signed copy as possible. So hang on, carrots are boiling, turning it down. You want to reduce it to medium heat once the carrots start to bubble. Doesn't take long. Alexa, set a timer for 3.5 minutes.
3.5 minutes time to start it.
As always, whenever you touch anything icky or ucky or that causes your fingers to turn inside out on themselves, wash your fucking hands. Please, dear God. When you're in the kitchen, wash your fucking hands. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but I did. We're going to mince up our garlic. And we can't live like this. I can't live like this, friends. I must put a wet paper towel under this cutting board. Otherwise, you all may revolt. I may revolt. It's a problem. I don't know. Of course, Hello. Your Alexa just set a 3-minute timer to me. I love it. Yes, I know. I'm putting a wet paper towel. See, y'all, you know I know these tips and tricks. Do you not know that I used to just aggressively tutorialize kitchen things? I know the tips and tricks. I used to aggressively tutorialize literally everything. I have viral apple hacks. I have viral how to pick the proper melon, how to pick the proper pineapple, how to cut up a mango. I've got hacks for days, friends. But right now we are, the hack we are using is putting a damp paper towel under the cutting board, or else you all may freak out on me. I understand. You don't like it when my cutting board slides around. You're afraid I'm going to cut myself. Spoiler alert, I do cut myself sometimes. I also burn myself a lot, but that's neither here nor there. We are dicing up some garlic right now because we are making honey garlic carrots. And if you did not know, now you do. My book has honey garlic carrots in it, and that's why we're making honey garlic carrots. Okay, so a little inside scoop into choosing the recipe for tonight. I either wanted to make this broccoli au gratin, oh my God, so good, or honey garlic carrots, because this just reminds me of celebrating holidays with my family when I was a kid, or actually it reminds me of roast dinner nights. We would have a pork roast and my dad would make candied carrots. And these aren't my dad's candied carrots. These are better. Sorry, Dad. Or I was going to make my French onion green bean casserole because that feels fitting for Thanksgiving. I was focused on the veggie side because we are in the month of November and everybody needs a good veggie side. And my beautiful sister, my eldest sister, this is her recipe that I stole and put in my cookbook. She told me I could, it's fine. It is her garlicky bacon green beans. So those are my options for what I was gonna make tonight. And I chose to make honey garlic carrots because they have a special ingredient in them that you're gonna have to wait to find out what the special ingredient is. And I'll share it with you. We're making them right now, so it's fine. But right now I am mincing up, not dicing. You don't dice garlic. That would be a lot of garlic. I am mincing up 4 to 5 cloves of fresh garlic. Some may say it's a metric ton. In my book, it does tell you to use a metric ton of garlic, but then it will tell you how many cloves it should be. Can your viewers in Canada get I think that hopefully someone in the comments will answer that from my team. Can Canadians order from TalkShopLive? Hi, Brittany, said fangirling so hard. Oh my gosh. Hi, Leanne from Las Vegas. I have seen so many people from Las Vegas in my comments lately. I have been posting about going on book tour to promote this book and to sign copies and to meet some of you guys. And there's our timer for the carrots. Alexa, turn off. I am just going to take my carrots off of the stove and drain the excess liquid out. And because I have granite countertops, I'm not worried about it cracking, so it's fine. So we're just gonna set those to the side for a minute because I wanna chat longer, and these carrots take like next to no time. I think the total cook time on these is about 10 minutes when you consider the fact that they are steaming for about 3 to 5 minutes. And then you will we're gonna toss them in a pan to brown up and then to caramelize in a minute. And that takes about 5 minutes too. So quick and easy side dish. A lot of the things in this book are very quick, easy, family-friendly meals, things your kids will things that you probably will things that don't require a lot of trips to the grocery store. And in fact, in this book, there's a lot of places where I give little pro tips of like, hey, if you don't have this ingredient, that's okay, use this. Or a way to kick it up a notch is to add this to it. So there's a lot of like variations. This is the cookbook for someone who doesn't know what the hell to make on any given night of the week. Because let's be so for real, the task of deciding what to make for dinner is evil. It is not fair that we have to decide what we have to make for dinner every night, but here we are, and we have a resource guide here, which is my book. Yes, this is the resource guide. I did say that. No, I actually have an entire chapter called the Pantry Raid, which is taking like your regular pantry staples and turning them into like spinach artichoke chicken. Oh my God. This is a meal I've been making for years, since in college with my husband. He would come home and it would be so late. Even in college when we would work full time, we would come home at like 9 p.m. I would cook a full meal. And when I would make something like spinach artichoke chicken pasta, we would have leftovers the next day. And it's one of those recipes that's good leftover. It's good the day of. He would request it on a very regular basis. And I haven't been making it lately because I have deliberately not been making recipes from this book because I want you to buy my book because it's so good. And I want you to actually get the real written down recipes that have been tested and tried and true. Can you make a casserole with a tater tots? Yes, there's tater tot casseroles in this book. There's also things that are not tater tot casseroles that do have tater tots in them. And there's a lot of non-tater tot dishes. So if tater tots are not your thing, that's totally fine. I also have this really fun recipe in here that I love. I called it the pork butt battle. It is pulled pork 3 ways. And I teach you how to make 3 sauces from scratch and how to turn it into a full meal. So it was really fun because I show you how to make just like the world's most basic and yet delicious pulled pork butt, turn it into teriyaki pork, turn it into a Parmesan black pepper creamy pork. And then the last one is a barbecue sauce that I show you how to make a barbecue sauce from scratch. Because yes, I do know how to cook. A lot of people are asking, they're saying, Jessica, these feel like recipes that any stay-at-home mom can know. Yes, any stay-at-home mom can know them. I know them, and now you can too, because they're all in here. And it's really easy to follow. And I think a lot of people have been asking me too, like, are your instructions slightly aggressive? Yep, they sure are. Like in this one, it says, this is the honey garlic carrots that we're making tonight. It says, don't let it burn or it'll taste bitter. We don't want to ruin everything. because that's how I feel. I don't want to ruin everything when I'm cooking. The goal is not to ruin everyone's dinner. The goal is to eat delicious food, right? I am going to have to order your book. Hello, Janet from Illinois. Where do you get your cookbook? Okay, so if you are watching me on TikTok, if you are watching me on TalkShopLive, you will click the shop button. If you are watching me on Facebook or Instagram, you will go ahead and comment the word shop, all caps, S-H-O-P. If you are watching on YouTube, click the link in the description, and all of those ways will lead you to the TalkShopLive of the book, and the book will be a signed copy. I also want to talk to a little bit about like how a cookbook comes and like how this all happens, because it has been 2 years since the words "you should have a cookbook" were like uttered in my direction. And now 2 whole years later, I have this book. So it took a little bit over a full year of writing a book proposal, getting a book deal. Like somebody has to want your book to make it. I mean, that was a feat in and of itself. It's just like, hey, does anybody want this crazy book of this lady who is screaming in her kitchen aggressively? And someone said yes. And that person that said yes is Page Street, my amazing publishing team. And they put this book together with me. So thank you to Page Street. Thank you to my amazing photographer and to Emily, who helped cook all of the recipes that are in this book. So when you see these pictures that are in this book, my amazing photographer, Amanda, took the photos. Emily and I spent, I think it was like better part of 3 full weeks. It was 7 full shoot days, 7 days, morning till evening, making this food. Emily got a whole bunch of food out of the deal. I also paid her, don't worry. I'm not making her do all that work for free. And she got a whole bunch of food. Amanda took home a whole bunch of food. My sister got a whole bunch of food. When you are making a cookbook, you generate so much food. And we had in the back of our mind that, okay, we are making like 9 recipes a day for 7 days. It came out to right around 63 recipes. I stopped counting around 63, so there might be a bonus 1 or 2 in there. And we were like, okay, if all else fails, if we have nowhere else to give the food that we make in this cookbook, we will give it to the fire station. And we didn't actually have to get that far because everybody around us wanted it. Amanda would take home food for her family. Emily and her family ate so many leftovers from, of course, It's Good. My family ate so many leftovers. We put so many in the fridge. I actually had some friends over this summer and I made them a recipe out of the book and everyone loved it. So it's been really exciting and really special. Thank you so much to everybody who's been ordering through this TalkShopLive. If you are ordering the book, just know that it will be signed by me, and TalkShop has given us as many copies as I can sign, they're going to sell. So as many as you guys want, you can get a signed copy here. There's nowhere else right now that you can get a signed copy of my book. So thank you, Carla, for ordering my book. I'm so excited. Hi, Catherine. I'm so excited for you guys to get your hands on this book. When I opened it for the first time, it was so surreal. I could not believe it. But we have some carrots to make. So we're going to continue making carrots. And if you want a signed copy of my book, you can go ahead and click the shop link if you are on TalkShopLive. If you are watching on Instagram or Facebook, comment the word shop. And if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead in the description. So my carrots, they've steamed for about 3 to 5 minutes, probably closer to 10 now, if we're being completely honest, because I got chatting. And I'm going to pour off the rest of the liquid right now. Hot. And I need a hot pad because I got to remove the basket. There's a basket in here. And we are going to drop our carrots right into, ooh, we lost some carrots. That's important. And it wasn't just one, so we definitely have to steal them off the stovetop. Don't worry, my stove's clean. It was clean today. No crumbs are being added into this meal. Hot, hot, hot. I'm not burning myself. I'm fine. Okay, so in my pot over here, which you can't really see because you're kind of far away, but you're going to have to trust the fact that I'm telling you the actual steps. I'm going to take a couple tablespoons of olive oil, and we are going to turn our carrots on. I am going to salt and pepper my carrots for flavor, not just for cutes. You got to do things for flavor. You got to make sure that your food is properly seasoned. Sometimes people think that I over season my food. My mom actually said to me the other day, she goes, when I watch you cook, I always think that you overseason your food. And then I know in the back of my mind, I have tasted your food and it is never overseasoned. So I promise you, you can go as heavy-handed with seasonings as you like. It's up to you how heavy you go on seasonings. But in my book, I definitely go from the average palette of how much you should use for, did Emily make this kitchen curtain? She did not. I actually bought that on Amazon. Where do I get my salt and pepper mills? Those are from HexClad. But right now we are talking about my book because we are making a recipe for my book. If you are just joining me here, which I have no idea how many of you there are. Oh, there's 19,000 of you in here? I thought there was 5 people in here. I've been seeing the things go, but 19,000 of you is a lot of people. So there may not be 19,000 on whatever app you're watching it on, but in my portal, I can see how many people are watching it across all the platforms, and that's how many. Hi from Australia. Hi from Alabama. Hi, Sasha. You ordered my book. Thank you. So we are currently talking about my Of Course It's Good book. Hi, Christy. Thank you for ordering. I lost a carrot. It's fine. I have a dog. She'll eat it. This is my book. Of Course It's Good. It comes out on January 6th. So right now you'd be pre-ordering a signed copy. TalkShopLive is the only place where you can get a signed copy of my book. And we are making my honey garlic carrots because I'm going to eat them tomorrow. I'm probably going to eat some tonight too. And this is kind of like a play on my dad's candy carrots that he would make when I was growing up, but a lot more flavorful and a lot more delicious because I made it. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Kelly. You want to be with me when you grow up, Carrie? Well, I'm trying. Hello from Portage, Michigan. Hello from Michigan. If you want a signed one, you can get it here on TalkShopLive. Every copy that is ordered through TalkShopLive will be signed. Thank you so much, Beth. Right now I have 4 cloves of garlic that I have minced up. I have carrots that I've steamed for a few minutes on my stove. They are just cooking in a little bit of olive oil. I'm going to, in a moment, add some butter into the pan, some honey, and I'm going to make you wait for the secret ingredient. But I need a drink, so hang on one second. I've got a Sprite over here. I will be signing books on the book tour, but I know that the book tour doesn't go to all of the cities in the United States where people want me. And sadly, I can only be gone for about 3 weeks from my family, and I'm really nervous about it. So that's about how long my book tour is going to be. And so this is a way for you to be sure that you get a signed copy of my book. When you go on book tour, if you are interested in going and seeing me on book tour, part of the book tour ticket is that you do get a copy signed. So just know that if you already ordered a book or if you order a book here, you're going to get another book when you go to the book tour, when you purchase those tickets, and you'll get it signed by me. But today I am making some honey garlic carrots from my cookbook. And my cookbook has about 63 recipes. I kind of lost count once I hit 63. This is my only copy of this book, and it is literally my prized possession. Let me show you some of my favorite pictures from this book because we eat with our eyes, don't we? Look at these. I have another picture of them. So something fun that we did in this book was that we included some things from my real life. So every time we would take a picture, we would go, these are my monster cookie bars. We would go around the house and we would find little toys and things to like stick in the pictures with it. So sometimes there's pictures, sometimes there's my hands, sometimes there's Emily's hands, sometimes there's the kids' hands in the pictures, like grabbing a cookie off the plate. It's so cute. I have my cheesy taco rice recipe in here. I have 63 recipes. They are snacks, they are dinners, they are desserts, some breakfasts, really the whole gambit of your everyday, I don't want to cook, what the hell is for dinner? Here it is, right in here. I'm so excited for you to get a copy of this book signed too. What is my favorite recipe from the book? Oh my God, that's too hard. That's not a fair question. Let me see. I have so many favorites. Beef and broccoli is definitely up there and one of my faves. I love all of my taco tater tot casseroles. I love my spinach artichoke chicken pasta. Oh, hands down, one of the best recipes in this book is this sandwich that my husband and my mother have fought over. because my mom came to visit and there was one of these sandwiches left from when we were making the food for the cookbook photography. Because part of making a cookbook is, at least for me, is I had a photographer come to my home and we made all of the food and we photographed the food right in my kitchen at my last house. And there was a lot of things that we had and we popped in the freezer. And my husband had his mouth set on one of these sandwiches. And my mom came up the stairs and she goes, "Oh, hey, Matt, that sandwich that you had in the freezer is so good. You should go grab yourself one." And he was like, "That was the last sandwich. That is the recipe from this book that he will go fight my mom for." My hot ham and cheese pinwheels is a really great one. Oh, my slow cooker apricot chicken's really great. There is so many recipes in this book that are just really great weeknight staples, easy stuff to make, things that are kid friendly, things that are like you can scale up or down depending on your size of your family. Because remember, for a lot of years, I was cooking for just Matthew and I. And for a lot of years, I was cooking for Matthew and I and two small children who, let's be so for real, they ate like the equivalent of like a quarter of a human for a lot of that time. Are you in my Talk Shop Live? Love.
I'm on the Facebook and Instagram.
Can you read me any comments that you see that need addressing or answering? All right, my carrots are simmering over here. We are going to let them cook for just a minute or two until they get a little bit browned. I have them on lower than it says to in the book because I'm chatting and I don't want anything to burn. But I want to make sure that I'm still making this recipe. Hello, hello, hello. I see somebody saying, "Matthew, read my comment." Thank you for ordering, Tara. I'm so excited. I have 19,000 people in here total, which is really cool. So thank you guys for joining me tonight in my kitchen and hanging out with me and talking about my new book. I'm so excited. I can't wait for you guys to get your hands on this. I have worked so hard on this. It took me many months of writing. It took me many months of editing and of making all of the recipes physically, mentally. There's a lot of me in this book. So I really hope you guys like it. I'll be signing every single copy that is purchased through this Talk Shop Live link. And if you are watching this on Talk Shop Live, go ahead and click the shop button to get your signed copy of Course It's Good. If you are watching this on Facebook or Instagram, write the word shop, S-H-O-P. Thank you, Deborah, for buying a book. And then if you are watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description and it will take you to this book where you can purchase it. And if you purchase it through the Talk Shop Live link, it will be signed. So my carrots are over here going. I'm going to throw in a couple tablespoons of butter because why not? That's really how I feel. Why not? How does the quality of the live look, love?
That's pretty good.
We are going to let this butter melt down in there. And I'm going to add in, finally, this garlic that I minced up a while ago. Because we want to make sure that this garlic has a chance to cook down a little bit so it's not bitter. But we definitely don't want our garlic to burn. So we're going to let the butter saute in with the carrots for just a few minutes. And then we will add our honey and our secret special ingredient. I know I feel very secretive with this one, but it's not really a secret. It's just what makes it elevates it. What's up? I now have an in-person studio audience here. My husband is next to me, so everybody say hi, Matthew, in the comments. He likely won't respond to because he's just hanging out, making sure everybody's nice. Thank you, Cassidy, for ordering your book. How did I decide what recipes to include? So I made sure I included some of my most loved recipes from my page. And then I also made sure that I included a lot of recipes that you guys haven't seen before. So there's a good mix in here of stuff that is tried and true by you guys. There's some recipes in here like my orange chicken that I literally had somebody stop me when we were at Disney World in the pool. And she was like, "I need you to know I make that once a week for my family." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, who would have thought that?" Do you remember that?
No.
What?
Your Talk Shop Live people, the actual company wants me to say hi.
Oh, hi, Talk Shop Live. How are we doing? Are we doing great? I hope we're not doing a bad job. So I had somebody, so my orange chicken recipe, which went super viral when I made it, I wanted to make sure that that was included because it was not just that one person who stopped me. I've been stopped by people in the grocery store about that recipe. I've been stopped several different places, but being stopped at Disney World in the pool like a year and a half ago was so wild. And so I wanted to make sure that I included some of those like super tried and true recipes that you guys have made over and over for your families and things that were new and different. So you guys got a mix. I also have my chocolate chip cookie recipe in here. And tonight we are making my honey garlic carrots because I thought this is a great recipe to add to your Thanksgiving table. It's something that we always had when we had like roast dinners. Specifically, my dad would make pork roast and he would make us candied carrots. And these are the honey garlic carrots that are inspired by my dad's recipe. Sorry, Dad, mine's better, but we knew that. Of course, it's good. Thank you, Melissa, for ordering. You're making my mac and cheese for Thanksgiving. I love it. So if you are watching me on TalkShopLive, you are going to go ahead and click the shop button. If you are watching me on Facebook or Instagram, you are going to comment the word shop. And if you're watching me on YouTube, you're going to hit the description and there's a link there. How can I help you?
Two questions for you. One, is there a digital copy?
There is an ebook that you can purchase. But if you pre-order my book, just know there's a pre-order incentive for those of you who order my book that you have to send your receipt over to this email. Let me get you the email. I'm sorry. I have too many things going on in my brain right now. Yes.
While you do that, for those who cannot pre-order the book to get a signed copy, how else could they technically get you to sign?
How could you get me to sign a copy? Is if you can't get a signed copy on TalkShopLive today, you can go to my book tour and I will sign copies there. If you order the book, I just need you to send a copy of the receipt to pre-order at ofcourseitsgood.com and you'll get a free 3 additional recipe ebook along with this book. So it's just an additional 3. We call it my secret family recipes. It's 3 additional recipes that you'll get that once publication day hits, no one else gets it. So you'll want to grab that. My carrots are starting to get golden and that's what we're looking for. We just want them to get a little bit golden. And then we're going to add in our honey. Like I said, I turned the heat down so that we could talk for a little while longer because I didn't want to go. I'm just having so much fun. I am not going to Des Moines, Kimberly. I'm so sorry. I do actually have my book tour dates linked in my bio on all of my platforms. And I've made a post on all of my platforms too. In my TikTok, it's linked in my stories and in my link tree. Will I have photo ops? Yes, there should be photo ops. I'll be able to sign your book. It's going to be a whole fun thing on book tour. It'll be like a fireside chat style. So you'll be able to hear from me. There may be some opportunities for Q&As. Truly, it depends on how many people show up. So the vibe will be very different if 5 of you show up versus 300, but we will just see and we will play it by ear and we will have a great time no matter how many people come. And it'll be really fun no matter what. Am I ever going to come to Florida? Not for this book tour, but my team has already talked to me about what if people want me to go other places and then we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Just shout out your questions when you have them so that I can have them happen as we go, or else I just will keep talking.
I know you're asking for that email.
It's pre-order at ofcourseitsgood.com. So if you order on TalkShopLive, that's totally fine. You get your signed copy. And, I will add it to my book tour website when we're done.
TalkShopLive know it? Can they post it?
I don't know if TalkShopLive knows it. It's pre-order, all one word, at ofcourseitsgood.com. Will I be doing any additional Grand Rapids dates? Yes, there's a couple of Grand Rapids dates that I'll be doing. I have a few dates in Michigan. I have a few dates in the Midwest. I have some East Coast dates, some West Coast dates. I think we still have a couple of dates that may be added in, but we're just waiting to get all that finalized. And I just couldn't make you guys wait any longer. I wanted you guys to have this book tour schedule out as soon as I could. So that's why I posted it today with as many links as we could. Can we get a throwdown with Bobby Flay? Oh my God. I used to watch Bobby Flay on the Food Network. That was another one that I used to watch back in my Rachel Ray days when I would watch Rachel Ray all the time when I was homesick. There are 41,000 people in here. Hello, friends. If you're new to my Talk Shop Live, which is what we're doing here on live, we are talking about my book. Of course, it's good. Today we are making honey garlic carrots from my book. And I actually responded to a comment not too long before I jumped on today. And the person asked if there are only 8 recipes in the book. Oh God, no. There are 63 plus recipes in this book. And the one that we're making today is my honey garlic carrots. I had to come up with something to make that wouldn't keep my entire house up while it is 8 p.m. here in Michigan and the kids are asleep. So I chose one of my veggie side dishes because I felt that went really well with the time of year, because this is totally perfect for a holiday table. I am coming to Chicago and I'm coming to Naperville. You can't wait to hear how many, no pressure, 41,000 people. I know that's a lot of people in my kitchen right now with me, but I appreciate you all being here. How old was I when I started cooking? I was 12 years old. My mom was diagnosed with cancer and my dad had heart issues. My older sister was going through just a tough time in her life. And my middle sister was very busy working. She was about 15 years old and she started working at the local ice cream shop. So we had a lot of things going on in our family and no one to make dinner. And I thought, what could I take off of my mom's plate while she was battling breast cancers? And I decided that I would start cooking for the family. So my mom pulled up her little stool and her little bald head, and she sat next to me on her stool and we meal plan. And we would go grocery shopping. And every day after her chemo, I would lay her out blankets. And I don't want to cry, but my mom taught me how to cook along with Food Network and just a lot of, instinctual figuring it out because I had to.
For the tour dates that are before your official release date, they will be able to get books at those, right? The same?
I do believe so. That's a great question. I hope my team is in here and can answer that. Because I only know what I get told.
I would assume.
I would assume.
Because that would be very weird to have a book signing, but.
All right, friends. I have been neglecting my carrots, so we are going to add in 2 tablespoons of honey. We're eyeing this right now. I'm not getting on a measuring spoon. And the secret ingredient you've all been waiting for in my honey garlic carrots is actually soy sauce. I have in the recipe 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. I wanted to verify. You want to put just a little bit of soy sauce in there and it adds depth of flavor. It adds a little bit of saltiness. Why can't I figure out how to open this soy sauce container? I had to buy new soy sauce. I was out. How am I out of soy sauce? Okay, here we go. We're going to add 1 tablespoon of soy sauce in. And you can hear already, you hear the sizzle? When you add the soy sauce in, everything starts to come together and caramelize, and it turns into a glaze. And then my carrots will be done here in just a moment. You can really cook your carrots as long as you'd like. It is really your preference if you want a more soft carrot or if you like your carrots a little bit more firm. Totally up to you. I'm going to let mine sit over here for a minute because I want to chat with you more about my cookbook. And there's a lot of fun recipes in this book too. So if you're somebody who's like, I don't want to make the same thing every single night of the week, this is a great just like meal inspiration to flip through. And the pictures are beautiful because my photographer was amazing. What was the hardest part of making my cookbook? Cooking 63 recipes in 7 days. That was probably the hardest part, wasn't it? Oh my God, my body was sore from standing for hours and hours and hours while cooking. Because it's cooking for a cookbook is not like cooking for like your family. Because you're cooking, I could cook like 10 dinner recipes back to back to back, but I had to make them pretty. So like they taste good, but you want to make sure that they look as good as they taste. And there's not a lot of movie magic that goes into this. There's one thing that we did do, and we put a skewer in one of the sandwiches to hold it upright, and she removed it in Photoshop, but that's really the only movie magic that went in. I know a lot of people always think like how much movie magic goes into cookbooks. Not a lot. Everything in this book we ate. Everything in this book was completely edible. There was not any like glue or weird things in it. I promise you, everything in this book I ate, my family ate, Emily's family ate. Emily took home so many leftovers. My photographer did. Like we ate the crap out of this book. Thank you, Deborah. I'm so thank you, Serena, for ordering. You need to add a new merch shirt. I actually do have an Of Course It's Good I Made It shirt. It's at ofcoursei'sgood.com. Can the orange juice be substituted with something like pineapple juice? Yeah, absolutely. I have a pineapple chicken recipe that's not in this book that uses pineapple juice. It would work great. It's actually a delicious recipe. So feel free to sub it in for this. And you can even throw the chunks of pineapple in and throw in some veggies. Yum.
Logistics question that most likely is for your team. Someone was trying to purchase tickets for the Perrysburg location, and it just takes them to a link to purchase the book, and they're wondering if there's extra charge outside of that.
No, for the book tour, the ticket purchase is purchasing the book. So you'll follow, when you follow the link, it should tell you like the ticket is the book that you purchase. So you have to just do it through that link. If you have questions about it, though, feel free to send me an email at jess.secrest@teamwas.com. And that'll go right to my team, and we can get that figured out. If you're wary about getting that. Thank you, Heather. You're actually the sweetest person. Oh, thank you, Eileen. You found it on Amazon. When is the release date of the book? It is January 6th. This book comes out very soon. I know a lot of people were wondering, why didn't I make this available in time for Christmas? Unfortunately, with cookbook creation, like I said earlier, it has been 2 years since somebody uttered the words, you should have a cookbook to me. And then here we go. I have a cookbook. 2 full years later, 2.5 years is when it'll go in your hands. And unfortunately, with timing of cookbook creation, you have to make sure that there's enough time for editing and for print and for writing of the book and for photographing the book. So it can take some time to make sure that you get all of the parts and pieces logistically rolling for that. Sadly for us, it's coming out on January 6th, but happy for us, it was supposed to come out mid-February. So we actually got the book moved up in timeline. So it's just after New Year's. So what my parents used to do for me when I was a little girl is when they would order us something for Christmas and it wouldn't arrive in time, they would print off a picture of the item, wrap it up and put it under their Christmas tree and say, I owe you. When it arrives, you get it. And I've had a lot of people tell me that that's exactly what they're doing, or they're putting this on their wish list for Christmas so they can still get a copy of this. It'll just come shortly after. I'm so excited. Oh, thank you, Dawn. Are my kids picky? Kind of. They've gotten less picky with age. Just shout it out.
It is pre-order with no hyphen, right?
Pre-order at ofcoursei'sgood.com. Once you order the book, go ahead and send a copy to pre-order at ofcoursei'sgood.com for your pre-order incentive ebook. You can only get it by pre-ordering the book. If you don't send your pre-order receipt before publication day on January 6th, you do not get the pre-order ebook, which is my secret family recipes. 3 additional recipes not found in the book. We do not have a lot of say over the date that this came out. January 6th was not us making a statement. It's just the day that my book comes out, friends. And I'm so excited that it gets in your hands a little sooner than in February. Thank you, Emily, for ordering.
Just for your info, apparently the books being signed today are in the reprint run. So they'll get them at the end of March, early April, sounds like.
Did they tell them
That
that?
was TalkShopLive.
Okay.
Which is good to know for us.
Yes.
Which makes sense, because I was wondering how they would figure that all out.
I was wondering how I was going to be able to sign that many copies. But here we are. Here are my honey garlic carrots. And I know what you're thinking. Is it even good? And I'm thinking the same thing because I'm very hungry, but they're very hot right now. So we'll talk for a little bit while they cool down. Usually I just burn my face whole and I eat them anyways. In the recipe, it says to sprinkle fresh parsley on top if you have it. I don't. Not today. When I made the book, I did. Today, I don't. I forgot to pick it up at Aldi. That's fine. We're making it as per the book because it says if you have it, do it. If you don't, don't. Emily will be at a few book days, a few book tour days. Matthew will be at a few book tour days, and my mom will be at a few book tour days. So if you're hoping to meet one of them, just know that you may, because they're going to come with me for some of these book tours. Because is Matthew my cameraman? No. What you're seeing here is my camera is face tracking me. So that's how it moves as I move. Of course it's good. I made it. Exactly. The email is preorder@ofcoursei'sgood.com. And after I give this a taste, we are going to log off of our TalkShop Live, but you can still use the TalkShop Live link to purchase a signed copy of Course It's Good. So until we sell them out, you can still order on TalkShop Live and get that signed copy. Thank you, Brenda. You've been to the Aldi and GR. I know people are always looking for me in Aldi and in Meijer. And I got like noticed today in Aldi. And if you follow me on Facebook, you'll see this. I am writing a post about this tomorrow on Facebook. I had this woman approach me in the grocery store and she looks at me and she goes, I'm so sorry, but she says, Happy Thanksgiving. I can't say it. I don't think I can say it on here. But she says what I say in the beginning of my pumpkin pie video, and I just cracked up, and then we talked about my turkey. So it's always fun when you see me out in the wild. So if you ever see me out in the wild, say hello. If you come to my book tour, I can't wait to say hello to you and sign your book. And if you're buying a book today on TalkShop Live, thank you so much. This book literally would not be possible without everyone here watching me, following me. I wouldn't have a book if it wasn't for you guys. I wouldn't have anybody to write a book for. So I really appreciate you all. And actually, I thank you all in my acknowledgement of my book. It's one of my favorite parts of the book because I think it's really important to give credit where credit is due. And I don't take all the credit for this. This is just as much mine as it is yours. And I hope you all love it as much as I do. Is it? Oh my gosh, the comments are moving so fast. Hello, Michelle from Utah. Hello, Sarah. Hello, Chris. Hello, Becca. Hello, Nikki. I'm trying to read as many comments as I can. Hi, Bailey. I saw somebody ask if I could say hi to their daughter, Bailey. Hi, Bailey. So unfortunately, I saw somebody said go live more. Unfortunately, I have a following that spreads across multiple different platforms. I have a cumulative of about 10 million followers across everywhere, which makes it kind of hard to pick and choose where I'm going to go live. And it makes it a little overwhelming because as you can see, or maybe you can't, the chat moves really fast for me. It's really hard for me to keep up with all of you. And hello. You can order this book through TalkShop Live. If you're on TalkShop Live, you're going to click the shop button. If you are on Facebook, you are going to comment the word shop, which is S-H-O-P. And if you are on, and that's same for Instagram, shop, comment shop, and it will give you the link. And if you're on YouTube, you're going to click the link in the description. Okay, my carrots should be cool enough for me to taste. I'm going to give them a taste. We're going to find out if it's even good. And then I'm going to sign off because I've got a long day again tomorrow, as I think all of you do too. And I know this is bedtime for kiddos. My carrots are nice and tender. They smell really good. I'm so glad you found me on Instagram too. Hello from Pennsylvania. There's keeps being a comment that I can't see. It's blue and it goes really fast.
Any words of wisdom for putting yourself out there with content creation?
Oh, thank you. That's the one that I keep seeing. Any words of wisdom for putting myself out there for content creation is you have to do it. You have to do the thing. Even if you're scared, even if it's hard, even if you're not sure that it's what you want to do, you'll find out. And you may do it and you may not like it, and that's okay. But you have to try. If it's something that you want to do and then you don't do it, you're going to wonder the rest of your life, what if? I did not know almost 3 years ago that my life would be this now, but I'm so glad I took that leap of faith. I had Matthew and Emily both cheering me on the whole way. I remember distinctly when I started my page, they were both like, if this is something you want to do, you need to do it. And I'm so glad I listened to them because our whole life has changed because of me posting silly little videos on the internet, me being a little weirdo, me saying, of course it's good, I made it, and sharing my life with you guys. So if it's something that you're thinking of, definitely take that leap. Oh my God, these are so good. You want one?
Right now.
They're so good. But of course it's good. I made it. Seriously, these are really good. These might not last till tomorrow's dinner. Thank you for buying my book. I see somebody in all caps. They said, I'm really excited about your book. Thank you so much to everybody who's hanging out. How do you find the right publisher? It's kind of hard. You have to put together a book proposal. You have to kind of shop the market, see who wants your book, and hopefully you and the publisher vibe. And I got really lucky because Page Street was amazing putting out this book. And I had an amazing team behind me, both my like management team, everybody who worked on this book with me has been so phenomenal. I can't give enough kudos to my team and to Emily and to Amanda. And for Matthew, he did a lot of child rearing during the last year of this book because your girl was occupied. So there was not as much stay-at-home momming happening as it was Matthew doing a lot of the running and taking and shipping kids all around. So it takes a team. It takes a bunch of people to make something like this happen. And it takes you guys actually being interested. So seriously, I thank you guys. We made honey garlic carrots for my book tonight. It is so good. I have a whole veggie-centric chapter. So if you want like veggie side dish ideas, there's some good ones. I have an elote or like a street corn inspired pasta salad. So good. I made that for a barbecue this last summer. It was so good. I have my egg roll in a bowl in here, which is a tried and true, such a good recipe. So many good recipes in this book. Some that you've seen, some that you haven't. If you're interested in ordering it and making sure it's signed, TalkShopLive is the only place you can get a signed copy. So make sure that you order it through TalkShopLive. If you're watching on TalkShopLive, hit the shop button. If you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on Instagram, you can comment the word shop and it'll send you a link. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can click the description and it will have a link for the TalkShopLive book. But it is time that I bid you adieu and I see you later. So follow my TalkShopLive page to see me go live for TalkShopLive if I do this again. And make sure you follow along for more aggressive tutorials. Thank you for hanging out with me and thank you to everybody who ordered a book tonight. I'm so excited to get to signing all of these books. I hope that we have a ton to sign because I want to make sure that as many people who want a signed copy get one. Thank you so much, guys.